world.
John 16. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues, yea, the time cometh, that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me.
Hey, Shalom. Praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rakakodash. Much mercy and true honors to you, brothers that's in the spirit. You few sisters that's out there that believe. I wanted to go into one of the major things of prophecy that the Lord spoke about was being kicked out of these heavy synagogues, these major synagogues, and this is a heavy prophecy nobody talks about at all, and this is out of the Lord's mouth. And you have certain guys that's been kicked out because they were of the Lord, and the Lord was actually getting them out of the synagogue. So this is something that the Lord spoke about, and this is one of the signs to let you know that you're of the Lord. A situation will happen where let's say you may have been kicked out of a church or a camp or whatever, but that is actually major prophecy. Now, what you have to understand is the doctrine and the leaven of the scribes is not necessarily how Yahweh Shai is moving, because the Lord brought a new covenant. Now, by how the camps and the groups they're moving towards the flesh, and what Yahweh Shai brought was something that was of the spirit. So now we're dealing in a time where carnal men dominate the truth, and they're in the flesh, dominating the truth with all their info and all their thousands of sit downs on Esau, and their focus is the old law, which I'm gonna do a lesson later, going into how important Yahweh Shai was. Again, just making it known that Yahweh Shai is the main thing of the scriptures. And so what we have to understand is, if men are not spiritual, then they cannot get you to the spirit. They can only show you the carnal way of doing things. And so the carnal way of doing things, the carnal sacrifice, and this, that, and the third, the Lord brought something better than that, which was you actually believing in your mind, not acting like you're doing a sacrifice, or acting like you're keeping the Sabbath, or acting like you're keeping a holy day for a sacrifice. Now the ways of walking in Yahweh Shai, that is a daily sacrifice. The Lord said, when you pick up your cross and you walk daily, and you being that sacrifice, you are of the Lord's Passover, because the Lord was the Passover. So being in the spirit, that's a solemn assembly. You see, having the spirit, being of the Lord, because he is the Passover. If he is the Lamb and all the glory is given unto Yahweh Shai, then you have to walk in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of the Lamb. Matthew 10:38. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. So you have to carry your cross like the Lord did. And the Lord told you that you actually being hated of all men, that's part of your cross, not being double honored. The Lord did not get double honors. So men that's being honored in this corrupt society, they are not of Yahweh Shai. That's why they follow the Old Testament, because the Old Testament allows you to steal money, and by that covering, they're covering the Lord up with the Old Testament. They don't have you thinking in the spirit. So like just look at it like this. Just look at it like this. And I know you have to be in the spirit to look at it. if you can get men to concentrate on the physical lamb, to concentrate on all this physical shit, like the physical manure and the physical this and the physical unleavened bread, all this physical shit, you're getting men to thinking a thing of a mind physical, then you don't have men thinking in the spirit, like thinking like they really actually believe, or they're really understand what it means to be hated by Yahushua, or they really don't have the love of the Lord or the Lamb in them. Guys are just participating in a it's like a holiday. It's like some worldly shit, actually, because that's what Esau does. He has like special days where he does like special events, St. Patrick's Day and President's Day, and now you have like an Israelite Day. You see what I'm saying? When the Lord came, it wasn't about that anymore. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said, Matthew 10:38, he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Now, what you got to understand is what the Lord was letting you know, like, this was a daily thing that you had to do. Slakia. Now, Luke 9:23, he said unto them all, if any man come after me. So if you're going to follow Yahushua, this is what the Lord said. It says, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. You see that? So this is not like just a certain day you're going to, I'm going to celebrate the Passover, and I'm going to buy all this lamb, and I'm going to do it on this certain day. This is an everyday thing. This is what guys is not understanding. So going back to getting guys to really look at the carnal flesh and not really being concentrated on the spiritual side of it, that's a trick by Satan. So now this truth is dominated by motherfuckers that's in the flesh, and they don't really have love deep down. Their whole thing is of the world. Their whole thing is to be seen, to make sure that people see them doing this, people see them doing that. It's not from really deep down, because when you don't have something deep down, then you have to substitute and show men that you're doing this and show men that you're doing this. Oh, I go to the highways. Oh, I pay my tithes. Oh, I celebrate the Passover. I bought so many lambs. Oh, I got the nicest garments. See, it ain't about that. It ain't about that. You see? Matthew chapter 12. And 7. But if he had known what this meant, I will have mercy and not. Let me go up a little bit. Matthew 12:3. But he said unto them, have ye not read David when he was hungered that were with them? So, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 1. Matthew 12:1. At the time Yahushua went on the Sabbath day and threw the corn, and his disciples were hungry, and began to pluck the ears of corn to eat. And the Pharisees saw it, and they said unto him, behold, the disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, have you not read what David did when he was hungered, and when he was an hunger, and they that were with him, how they entered to the house of the Most High, eat the shortbread, which was not lawful for them to eat, neither for them which were with them, but only for the priests? Or have you read in the law how that in the Sabbath day the priests in the temple will profane the Sabbath and are blameless? But I say unto you, this place is one greater. Let me read verse 6. But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy without sacrifice. So deep down, it's not about showing you could do all this. This was the Lord actually, he brought this type of understanding. This is only for the spiritual minded, because the carnal minded is deaf. So guys don't understand that. Under the old law, that's the carnal sacrifice. That's the carnal blood on the doorpost. That's the carnal sacrifice. Just like, You have to be in the mind frame of being Isaac, putting yourself on that altar. You have to be in the mind frame as Yahushua going and carrying that cross, getting up on the cross. This is the mind frame you have to be in. Not a carnal fucking mind frame of, oh, I gotta bring a lamb. You have to be in that mind frame that the Lord was in to sacrifice himself. Guys are sacrificing the lamb, and the Lord is not taking a carnal sacrifice because it has to be in you. Now let me read this again. But if you had not known what this meaneth, Matthew 12:7, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, and ye would not have condemned the guiltless. For the Son of Man is Lord even. Let me read this again. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. And when he departed, he went into their synagogue. You see? So the Lord was telling them the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. The Lord is over the Sabbath. So what I want to say is if you're deep down in the spirit of the Lord. Now let me read this again. Matthew 23:23. If you're in the spirit of the Lord and you're walking like the Lord and you're holding your cross up daily and you're having integrity, you're rebuking your people without a respect of persons, because that's why, like, a lot of our people, they're not in the spirit because they have a respect of persons and they can't get over the fact that elders and men are going off. They're going off. It's not like they're just going off one time. They're going off in a way to lead our people down the wrong path. So, like, if you don't say nothing about that and you just go down that path and you be like, and you just as bad as all of them. And that's what Yahushua did. He saw the synagogues and the multitude and the high priest and the chief priests and all the elders in them. He saw them going off. And so what was meant for the Lord to do is to come on the planet and bring a spiritual law, which it is, the Lord said he'd rather mercy than sacrifice. But what these guys are doing, they're giving all of these sacrifices when they don't have no love or no fucking mercy. Matthew 23:23, woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, which is judgment, mercy, and faith. They have left these out to give you a physical look and make you think that they're in the spirit, but actually the spirit is far from their ass. You see what I'm saying? So this is what this is about. It's not about just getting a lamb and just like on the physical. If you're a carnal motherfucker and you're just a demonic motherfucker and you just up to no good, a lot of guys are doing it and then trying to make it seem like they're keeping the Lord's high holy day, which the Lord is the holy day. He said he's over the Sabbath. He said a one that's greater than Solomon is here. He let you know, he told Mary that he is the resurrection. How much more you need to understand that you need to walk in Yahushua as much as possible. So you have to have that mercy. You have to have that true love deep down, and you have to have the faith, and you have to be able to be in a spirit of judgment. The scriptures say if you're in the spirit, nobody can fucking judge you. Now, Romans 8:6, for to be carnally minded is death, to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. It is subject not to the law of God, neither indeed can be. So they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. So guys that are in the flesh, celebrating their carnal lamb and their Passover, as the scriptures say, that the blood of bulls and the blood of animals, the Lord's not taking that physical shit anymore. Let me read Romans 8:8 again. So them that are in the flesh, the carnal high holy days, the carnal Sabbath. That's why these guys always talk about all the new moon comes in this, because these are all the old laws. That's why the Lord tells you in John 6 that the laws and shit, that the things that Moses gave you, what he brought you, Moses didn't have nothing on what the Lord brought you from heaven. Basically, that it was he's saying. So what guys are getting you to do is to be in the flesh. That's what they getting you to do. They're getting you to be in the flesh and not being spiritual minded. So these camps are dominated by carnal, demonic, exalted men of the flesh. When the Spirit exalts men of the Spirit through the Spirit, and it's not something to be seen of the world, like Matthew 23, real quick again, which you have to understand this. That's why the scriptures say we walk by faith and not by sight. These guys are walking by sight, and they are not walking by faith. Matter of fact, let me read this. 1 Corinthians 5:5. To deliver such unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord Yahushua. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Right, so it's just leaven in these camps. And it's a lot of leaven. It's a lot of leaven. This is what you have to do from the inside. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Yahushua, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast, not of the old leaven, neither. And when you go into that feast, the Lord and them on the Last Supper, they had a love feast, which they didn't eat any fucking Passover. So you have to be a new lump within yourself. It says, neither with the leaven of malice or wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. You see that, man? So this is heavy to understand, because guys are making you think that this is something of carnal lamb. The Lord didn't eat no fucking lamb on the Last Supper. They had bread. They were breaking bread, signifying they were eating of his body. Let me read this again. 1 Corinthians 5:8. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with the old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness. And that's what guys are keeping the physical lamb with wickedness and hatred in their fucking heart, because their leaders are wicked. The scriptures say, matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. The scriptures say if the leader is wicked, then all his servants are wicked. So if your leaders are carnal and they're not really getting you to abide of Yahushua, which is Lord of the Sabbath, he's greater than Solomon, he's over the laws and the prophets. If they're not getting you to understand that you have to be in the spirit, and it's not about a physical lamb showing every fucking body, then they're not hearkening unto what the Lord actually brought. And they're set up to keep you in the flesh. So you have carnal men ruling over that are dominating in truth with their carnal mind, with their carnal actions, with their carnal exaltance, with their carnal honor of the world, which is spirit. When the Lord said that he didn't get no honor of men, that meant that he didn't get no honor of this world. His honor came from the Father. Now this is Proverbs 29:12. If the ruler hearken to lies, all of his servants are wicked. You see that? This is what you got to understand. So like if you're in these groups, it all trickles down to you. You're a part of this whole shit. You see what I'm saying? Sirach chapter 10 verse 2. As a judge of the people himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So everybody in the camp that's in the carnal, demonic, physical lamb mind frame, if the ruler's in that mind frame, everybody's in the flesh. And the Lord said you can't please him in the flesh. So these carnal sacrifices guys are putting up, it's not of sincerity and truth. It's not sincere. It's just some shit guys are trying to make you seem like they're of the Lord, because this is, for these carnal motherfuckers, it's all about money and fame. That's what this is about with them. It ain't about sincerity. Sirach 10:3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are an authority in the city, it shall be inhabited. So an unwise king is going to destroy his people. And these guys that have power over the camp, what they're going to do, they're going to destroy the people. And they're keeping them in a carnal mind frame. And the Lord brought a spiritual law, which we just read right here. So going back, 1 Corinthians 5:8. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with the old leaven, not with the leaven of malice and wickedness. So it's not going into physical, bread or physical lamb. It's going into you. It says, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. You see what I'm saying? And I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators. So you're not supposed to keep company with guys that are in the wrong spirit, yet altogether with fornicators of the world, of this world. Guys are of this world. Or with the covetousness or extortioners or idolaters. Or then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you not to keep company if any man is called a brother, be a fornicator, covetous, idolater. That's what these camps have became. The leaders and these elders, they become idols, because they become idols, nobody wants to say anything or rebuke them. And that is fucked up, because these guys sitting on high seats, they're going off. And what's happening is nobody's going to rebuke them and tell them that they're going wrong. You see? So you have guys that are idolaters, they covetous, drunkard, extortioners, with such and one not to eat. So you're not even supposed to be breaking bread with these guys. It says, for what I have to do to judge them that are without, do I not judge them within? These guys are not judging their own elders, because they're not following Yahushua, which, going back to understanding Yahushua, you have to keep him, you have to be in a certain type of mind frame, meaning you have to have the charity in your heart. You have to let me read this again. Therefore, let us not keep the feast, not with old leaven, or neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Now, this is a cold cut. Now, I want to go to this one. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Paul is breaking it down so heavy. 1 Corinthians 5:7. For we walk by faith and not by sight. So this ain't about seeing the lamb. This ain't about being honor of men. This ain't about eating herbs. This is not about menorahs. This is not about being seen. It's about you being sincere and having the Lord in your heart. These guys that's holding these big Passovers and doing this, eating this lamb and all this, it's all wickedness. It's all for show, because deep down they're not of the Lord. And what's going to happen is everybody's going to fall under that mind frame. So going back to Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Lord, because deep down guys haven't really truly repented and got the leaven out of them. I seen a video of guys talking about, get the leaven out of your house. Bro, when Yahushua came, he got rid of all that. He got rid of all that. He got rid of all that. So we're not in that carnal mind frame. Oh, I can't do this, and I can't do that, and I can't do this. If you're in the spirit, then you're not under the law of keeping carnal leaven, getting carnal leaven out of your house. It's about getting the spiritual leaven out of you. You see, it ain't about being carnal. Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Lord. This is not of the physical. You see, it ain't about getting the leaven out of your house and all that bullshit. We're not under that law anymore. That's all for smoke and mirrors and for show. The real test is you actually having love in your heart and doing it sincere. See, what's the heartbreak of this is a lot of you guys, you're not doing this sincere. You're not doing this you're not doing this out of a righteous heart. You're in a respect of persons. You're in a demonic spirit to be seen of men. Romans 8:9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be in the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of the Most High, he is none of his. For if Yahushua be in you, if the anointed be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. You see that? So it ain't about being in the flesh. You see, you have to get the leaven out of you of wickedness. So we're not under that the feast of the unleavened bread. Now the Lord and them, they were eating unleavened bread, for the Passover. But the Lord is the Passover, so there ain't no one day or a week. You're supposed to keep the ways of the Lord all the time. And that don't mean that you can't eat it don't mean that you can't eat lamb or none of that shit. But it's not about eating lamb. It's not about unleavened real bread. It's not about none of that. It's about getting the unleavened, spiritual unleavened bread out of you, the wickedness out of you. That's what it's about. Now, Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Lord. So if guys are in the flesh and they're not understanding that you have to be in the spirit and the Lord is the Passover, that means you have to take up your cross. You have to walk like him. The Lord said you will be hated for all men for my name's sake. But if the spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up the anointed from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh to live after the flesh. We're not supposed to be trying to be seen of men and being honored and cooking these carnal sacrifices. It's all to the spirit. It's all to the spirit. Get the leaven out of you, not your fucking house. It's you, not the carnal shit. It's not about that. That means guys are living for the flesh. They're not really getting themselves together internally. For if you live after the flesh, ye shall die. Man. But if you live through the spirit, do mortify the deeds of your body, ye shall live. For as many are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the power. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. So the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. That's right. So if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs of the anointed, if so be we suffer with him, that we may be glorified together. You see that? You see that, man? So it's not about carnal shit. It's all about being in a spirit that the Lord was in, which the spirit of the Lord was the heavier matters of the law. And if you don't have that love deep down in you, them lambs and all that shit guys is cooking and being seen and getting all the leaven out of their house when they're not getting the leaven out of their spirit. All that shit don't matter. Get the leaven out of your spirit, not your fucking house. Rehearsing the righteous acts of the Lord. That's what we do. But when the Lord brought that new covenant, it was more about you getting the leaven out of you. Therefore, if you're led of the Spirit, you're not under the law. So going back to John chapter 16, this is major prophecy that guys never talk about. This is major prophecy. John chapter 16, verse 2. And he said, don't be offended. John 16:1. It said, these things I have spoken unto you, that ye shall not be offended, and so you can't get offended when you get put out of the synagogues. It's a reason. It's a spiritual reason. It's for your life. Because these synagogues, they're dead. That's why the Lord said in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, he wasn't talking about Esau. Revelations 2 and 3. He was talking about our people. They are the synagogues of Satan. And so when you get kicked out, don't get offended. Because it's a reason why the Lord got you out of that. Because if he didn't, you would be just like them, carnal, in the flesh. And the flesh cannot please the Lord. These things I have spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time is come. Whosoever killeth you, thinketh that he doeth God's service. These things they will do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. You see that? So you brothers that's being kicked out, or you brothers leaving camps, just understand that this is major prophecy. And this has to happen, part of the elect being sealed. This has to happen. So guys not mentioning the what the Lord was saying in red letters, and not really honoring Yahushua, which is Lord over the Sabbath day, which the Lord is the Passover, walking in his spirit, which physically you don't need no fucking lamb, and you don't need to get no leaven out of your fucking house. You need to follow the lamb. It ain't about honoring the flesh. Like the Lord said, if you're in the flesh, then you're not pleasing the Lord. You see? But I got to get out of here. Let me read this one last time. Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Lord. So if you're not doing this thing from a righteous heart, then you're not even of the Lord. Hey, with that, shalom.
They look thirsty! Well, let's give them something to drink! To the clear!